Hello. There's nothing like a crisis to put some of the words and phrases that we know from the Bible into sharp focus. Some of those thoughts and ideas that perhaps we grew up with or are washing around at the back of our heads we know to be true or just or right, or just that we know these are the phrases that are written in the Bible. But somehow when we are in crisis, when things change, it gives us another perspective. Words like these from the Apostle Paul, writing to the church at Philippi. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. Now maybe you are already doing the shopping of someone who's unable to leave their home. Maybe you're ringing your neighbours or your friends who can't get out. Maybe you're doing as much as you feel you possibly can. But what if we scale that up and look at this with a national focus? How did we respond when suddenly there didn't seem to be enough personal protective equipment, but that's what we need? How did we respond as a nation when we were told we were going into lockdown and people were witnessed filling trolleys in supermarkets with dozens, sometimes hundreds of rolls of toilet paper? I witnessed someone picking up 50 tubs of pot noodle. Goodness knows what their digestion would be like after that. They couldn't possibly have needed 50 pots of pot noodle, and in fact they did put them back before they left. How do we feel when we read or we hear that America has bought up the world's entire supply of a drug which helps people to recover from COVID-19? We say it's not just, it's not fair, they shouldn't do that, they shouldn't be allowed. But if we were in the same position, would we not do something similar? And if we were to take a step back and think, is it the wealthy Western countries who really need the personal protective equipment, who really can't do without that drug? Should it be those of us who can buy things, who have access to them? God is a God of justice. Justice for all. Not justice for the West, not justice for the wealthy, not justice for me because I am in crisis and panicking, but justice for the world. How would it be if instead of buying up things for ourselves, we gave to those in need? How would it be if instead of pointing fingers at wealthy countries who are able to purchase personal protective equipment, who have enough ventilators, who have a national health service, who will provide free care for its citizens, instead of pointing the finger, that we gave some of our resources, all of our resources, to the detriment of our own folks, to our own well-being, to those without? This is the justice that God seeks. Not giving from our excess, but giving from all that we have, to the point where we may not survive, where we may suffer. Let me read that passage again. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. Keep safe.